Hello friend, welcome back to my channel Namrata's Wholesome Mantra. We are exploring Chalukya architecture and we have seen many marvelous things built by Chalukya. Later period, Badami was ruled by Islamic rulers and they have left their mark here in the form of darga and masjid. Our guide Basuraj informed us 15% of Badami population is Muslim, but now they live in harmony with other religion. We are now moving toward the Badami fort, which was built on the north side hill of Badami. Right side there is a group of ancient temple called Yogeshwar temple. When you look at that, it looks like it had influence of Kadamba architecture. And when you look back, you can see the southern side fort on top of this cave. And top there is a fortification which is built or strengthened by Tippu Sultan, who was also called Tiger of Mysore. Side of this masjid is this Vishnu and Dattatreya temple built during later period. And look at the steps going to the Yogeshwara temple. Here clearly you can see the Shikara is of Kadamba style construction.
It's a big banyan tree, yeah, around 300 years old.
300-year-old tree.
Banyan tree. Then this is a Marata architecture. See, upper part is a Islamic architecture. Yeah. Then this is a fortification. See the fort. There is a top of the rock. Between the rocks also the stone pieces. Madam, come behind.
Here.
Yeah. There is. This is very unique in India.
Now we are at north side and at the base of the fort. Here you can see the influence of Marathas and Islamic rulers on the construction of the gate. And big boulders of stones are seen and the gap between them is filled by building a fortification wall. Of the hill also all around you can see the fortification built by various dynasties ruled this area. This gate clearly shows the influence of Maratha and Islamic rulers on the construction. We have tracked more than 180 forts, but beauty of this fort is entirely different from others. As soon as you enter inside, you can see the influence of Chalukyas here. These Lilliputians and small animals are drawn below this bench. This indicates this was built by Chalukyas. Later period, Badami was ruled by Vijaynagara kingdom of Hampi, and this gate is called Vijaynagara gate. One side there are big boulders of stone and other side is a fortification wall and we are going inside the fort. Left side now there is a museum by Archaeological Survey of India. Museum is housed inside the fort complex and we have to pass through that to go to the fort. This fort is very near to the famous Badami cave and other temples. Hardly any people visit here. Many monuments and carvings are on display at this museum. You can pause and look for the full history of Badami on these boards. And this is the second gate. Look how beautifully it is built. Top of this gate, some part was damaged and it is restored by Archaeological Survey of India. Here is a full information about the fort. Let us enjoy the trekking and the view of Badami from top. There is much more to explore on this ancient fort built by Chalukya rulers. Fort is maintained by Archaeological Survey of India and not many visitors who come to Badami for seeing the caves make a point to visit this fort. But this is a very beautiful fort and there are around 600 steps to reach on top. Some of the steps are restored by Archaeological Survey of India. Here is the concrete proof that Marata built and contributed to this fort. Look at this figure here. This is called chapatdan Hanuman, and this chapatdan Hanuman, wherever you go in Maharashtrian forts, it is there as a guardian of the gate. Even as you enter to the third gate of this fort, inside construction also looks like fort built by Marathas. These rooms for resting of the guards is called Devdi in Marathi. Look at the war scenes at bottom and front. You can see how the gaps between the two boulders of stones are filled with strong fortification wall. As you move on, you can see both the side very big boulders, places for sitting down, and these steps are repaired by Archaeological Survey of India. Fine example how they have strengthened the fort by filling the gaps by building a wall. And the Sikara, what you see behind this wall, is called Lower Shivalaya. There are two temples on this fort, and this is called Lower Shivalaya. Look at the gap between these two stones. There is a watchtower, and watchtower has opening for keeping the lookout. As we move ahead, this fort reminds us of the Chitradurga fort at Chitradurga built by Naika family, and these are the steps which were original. At side you can see that was the ancient way, and these steps are built by Archaeological Survey of India. It is like moving inside a Disneyland or some ancient mythical place. And here is one more proof of Maratha's rule on this area. This is a one more Chapatdan Hanuman can be seen on the next door of this fort. He is always seen as a slapping someone and stamping someone under his feet. That is the reason it is called Chapatdan. We are going up northern fort of the Badami. This was built by Chalukyas. This cinematic view attracts many filmmakers and many films of Kannada, Tamil and Andhra are made here. And here is one more gate, and this is considered to be built by vijaynagara, and top of that has also some Islamic construction done.
Vijaynagara. So Vijaynagara have looked the pillars, then statues. Then upper part is Islamic architecture.
Okay.
All this Vijaynagara.
Bottom is Vijayanagara. This is a fourth door. You can see now bottom frame, both the side is having the figures, and this was built by Vijayanagara time. When you look up, there is an arc, and this is Islamic construction on top. Top you see there is a construction that is Islamic. That is, looks like some bricks are also there.
The bricks belongs to
Islamic.
And behind having a Sami Chalukya. It means last 600-700 years back is a restoration. So the pillars was break down. So they put it newly. So this size pillar belongs to Vijaynagara. So this type of big heavy stones belongs to the Chalukya dynasty.
Chalukya. This was the Chalukya. Before Vijayanagaram also, this was built by Chalukya type of construction. Long stones and big stones.
See, someone that they found here, then we did not. Maybe rejected stones.
And what do you think? This is lying here in front of this ancient building that is called Amalka, which is fitted on top of a sikra. This shows there might have been some temple nearby. One way goes to the upper part of this fort, and other way goes to the Shivalaya. And you can see the Lower Shivalaya in front of us. This is called Lower Shivalaya on the fort. This is the Lower Shivalaya temple. Inside deity is not there, but it is considered to be Ganesha temple.
Yes, correct. Front part broken, just one pillar.
The front part of this temple is ruined and not in place, but here you can see the lily poots giving ample proof that this was Chalukya era construction. We are on top of the northern fort of Badami, and backside you see southern side hill where there is a fort on top that is called Tippu Sultan Fort, and there are 4 caves are clearly visible from here. You can see.
Except second cave.
Okay, second cave is behind the top big rock there.
No, there is a two big rock, small rock. Between the rock, just one pillar we will see from here.
Correct.
There is a near hole, big hole like a natural cave. Near the natural cave, there is a second cave. Last cave and first cave, very clear.
Very clearly we can see. Third cave, we can see half of that.
Yes.
Okay, that is the biggest cave, and you see the hill. There are some remains this side also, temples, and look at the top. It was a mighty fort maybe that time.
Then 1 minute, continue. This is Ganesha temple.
Ganesha temple.
Behind the temple, have a look. This is Marata cannon.
Okay.
The south will have also cannon. So we will see the north will have a cannon. See, they mentioned 1550. So it's a Maratha.
1550 Maratha garrison has installed this gun here, and there is also gun on southern hill installed by Marathas. Look at the view of Badami from the Lower Shivalaya. Look at the watchtowers, the fort wall and upper Shivalaya, and view of Badami from this Lower Shivalaya point. This is on top of Badami fort, and back side is the Badami cave. You can see Badami cave and the lake, Agastya lake. And this side behind this temple, there is a Bhutanath temple, and this side is the Lower Shivalaya or Ganesha temple, and this side complete you can see the fort. View of upper Shivalaya of the fort. These monkeys are problem here in Badami. That is the reason southern fort of Badami is closed. But here our guide Baswaraj is trying to feed something to them. Now we are moving on to upper Shivalaya or upper part of the fort. The passage is made to the upper Shivalaya by building a wall and making a gate in between them. Here you can see the original steps, and also there is a small statue looks like Ganesha at the side of these steps. It looks like treasure hunt in some horror movie. Both the side tall boulders of the stones and the passage is naturally formed in between them. there is no need of fortification. And these are the original natural steps can be seen here. Looking back at the narrow passage, which is called Khind in Marathi, you can see on top monkey jumping from one side to other, passing through these big boulders and stones. We are moving ahead, and it is like a dream walk for a tracker. Especially in Maharashtra, when you trek, we have to climb very high, and the terrain is very difficult. But here, normal steps and so nice surrounding. We are about to reach now the one more gate of this fort. It is difficult to say how many dynasties ruled here one after another and who all made what addition to this strong fort of Badami. Look at the gully or the passage upward through this narrow passage. Come to think of it, how many generations might have worked for this, how many might have lost the life for defending this fort, and the life in general was so difficult. How strong they must be. Here you can see our tracker is tired and sitting down here. No, I think he is a watchman here, employed by Archaeological Survey of India. Look at the deities carved out on this rock. Looks like Ganesha, Shiva, and the Nandi. Not many visitors make it to visit this fort when they come to Badami. They only see the caves and go back. Last time also we came, that time we have not seen this fort, but this time we are here. Our guide said out of 100, one or two visitors come and see this fort. What you are looking ahead, can you make out what it is? This is said to be addition by Tippu Sultan, and they are the granny stores made out of stone on this fort during Tippu Sultan time. Once on top, view below is changed and you can see remains all around. They are in ruined state, but now also they are telling the story of this fort. And these are the grain storing buildings what Tipu Sultan had made during his rule over this area. Here is one more strongly built gate and wall before we reach the final citadel of this fort. It is standing like this for thousands of years. Huh? Ka- Actually, when we went on top and saw from the top behind the door and that wall is actually a water well, and that was the door to the going to the water well or reservoir. Once we reach on top, many remains of the building and other old structures are found in ruined state. Sadly, our present day love warriors have damaged most of this by writing names. Look at this strongly built building which has a Islamic influence. This was built by Tipu Sultan. This building was used as treasury and lot of valuables were kept inside the building. When we go inside, you will understand how strongly they have made this building. Once inside, you can see there are deep well like structures and it was like a strong room for keeping all the valuables. Visitors have already done lot of damage and they have left their mark here.
Angry.
Finally, we have reached the uppermost point and there is a temple which is called Upper Shivalaya.
all.
Mhm.
This is the top of the hill.
You can see the water tank here. In the stones there is a water. It is filled with water,
Rainwater.
rainwater, or maybe some water coming. Here, Narsimha is killing Hiranyakashipu. Chalukya era Lilliputs.
See this. See the body like a sumo.
Hmm.
Yeah?
Hmm.
See the dance movement.
Dancing
See the hairstyle.
hairstyle. These are the ladies.
This is, we are not consider which lady, which male. Just Lilliputs.
Okay.
See these are very rich sculpture.
Hmm.
Because it's a rock formation. Like a painted laughing faces.
These are the laughing faces of the Lilliputs.
Musicians.
But you can see this all. They are not painted. This is natural color.
The rock formation.
Rock formation.
See this is also different color. It's a different color.
Same temple. At the side you can find different color.
Go back.
Here is story from Ramayana where Kumbhakarna, brother of Ravana, is sleeping and he is being awakened by throwing trees and playing lot of music around him.
Take you the punishment.
Sleeping.
1 minute I go front. You my back. Someone call.
Some of them is missing now, gone,
You
eroded.
travel in India, you can't see this lifestyle. So this is a farmer house.
Okay.
Someone carrying the babies. See going buttermilk. See feeding breast milk. You can't see this in India.
Correct.
See now very clear. See
He's churning the butter out of the
feeding breast
curd,
milk.
feeding
Cows, babies,
cow, babies,
couples.
couple,
Just like see wrestling, coaching,
wrestling,
fighting with the animals.
animal, fighting with elephant.
Having this way. You all saw the great lot of Chalukyan architecture like a wheel.
Window, wheel.
Recently, white, very shiny. Inside of this like this. Now once again, have a look at the Badami city. See out of the city, a lot of greenery.
View of Badami city is amazing from Upper Shivalaya of this fort, and this is the valley in between. We came up to the fort. You can see the Lower Shivalaya and Agastya lake below. Also, look at the cave at other side and southern fort of Badami. On this wall, all these amazing carvings can be seen. People having a normal life, there is also punishment given to the guilty under the feet of elephant is seen here. You can see the elephant is stamping this man under his feet. And here is a carving on this bigger panel. This is about Sri Krishna lifting the Govardhana. Front view of this Shivalaya is amazing. I think some part of mandapa is missing, but it is lined with elephants and these lilliputs in various form. This is one of the architectural marvel carved out by Chalukyas. This darga and building is a fine example of friendship between Muslim and Maratha warrior. They were friends and this is built here to remember them. It was wonderful experience to trek to the top of this Badami fort and we are getting down from other side. There is one more temple of Lord Hanuman and it is also we have left the mark of Marathas because this is also a Chapatdan Maruti temple. But now here he is called Batresh. It seems this fort has seen everything from Kadambas, Chalukyas, Rashtrakutas, Hoysalas, Vijaynagara, Sultanate of Delhi, and Vijapur, Tippu Sultan, and Maratha rule. Here, the man is seen with a bow, but the lady is wearing a skirt. Trek and visit to this Badami fort was wonderful experience. There are many things remain unanswered, but you can look at the big boulders of stone on top of which this fort is built. Our guide informed us behind this growth there is a stone inscription which gives valuable information about the Chalukya rule. Remains of fortification are seen as we go down, and this is the path going to the Mahakuta group of temples nearby. Here is the stone inscription as per our guide. Thanks for watching my video. Do like and subscribe my channel Namrata's Wholesome Mantra so you can watch my other videos. Is group of farmer family who are going to their field for working. Now we will visit Bhutnatha and Mallikarjuna temple group. Thanks for